So uncivilized.
I just wanted to extend the sound, like to blow up the explosion in the end. I wanted.
What the hell was that?
I just decided to try to, you know what I mean? I just felt as though it needed to extend, bro. Anyway, thank you guys.
1-6 Sal, man.
1-6 sound, man. You already know what it is.
Something else going to stand for someone that sat on a speaker, man, while you were doing that.
Thank you guys for basically being here. And welcome to another episode of, and this is what, episode 46? This is
46, man. We're
episode 46 of Uncivilized Scoundrels. Yes, we are doing this back to back. We're just getting you prepped and ready. Last week we did not finish the rating, so we decided we want to finish it this week. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be hella fun. It's going to be the same bunch. Everybody's back, and we're going to continue on with the rating. We're going to also basically talk about Ahsoka, prepping and getting prepared for next week, what we're going to actually see. So I know everybody's excited about it. Just talk about what we want to see, what we hope to see, some of the rumors, continue on with some of the actual rumors. But again, it's going to kind of be rumor free. I think it's going to be also in the realm of speculation. And one of the things that I heard today that I was like, yo, for real? Are y'all really talking about this? Is this possible? I don't believe it's possible, but we'll talk about that and a bunch of other things. But before we go in and before I actually get to the chat and say what's up to y'all, let me introduce the ragtag group of individuals that are here with us tonight. What is going on with y'all, man? How y'all doing?
What's good? What's good?
What's happening? Happy Thursday, y'all.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Ladies first, as always. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much. It's always a great night when we're talking about Star Wars.
Hell yeah. Always a great night.
You got to go like this.
We love. Yeah, right. Go like just let it flow back, right? Just let it go. Right. Just let it go. Definitely. What's going on, Mario? How you doing, bro? We just got off of Jay's show.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so it's
definitely I'm looking forward to not getting roasted tonight.
Oh yeah. If, in case people didn't watch yesterday or last night's episode of Say What, Mario got roasted for movies that he did not see.
Oh man,
yo, it went hard on me, guys.
Vinny, it was like we counted like almost 200 films. Vinny, like, listen.
Yo, some glaring ones, huh?
2 movies that he hasn't seen, bro.
Okay.
So Chuck D's already started it right now. He hasn't seen Fright Night. He hasn't seen From Dusk Till Dawn.
Okay.
At all. But he has not seen.
You said 2. You only said 2. You're only going to say 2. You're only going to say 2. You already said them. You already said 2. You already said 2, man.
He hasn't seen Lost Boys, bro.
What?
See, that's understandable.
Okay,
Fright
my
Night,
man.
That's understandable.
Right.
I was late. Lost Boys was on my very short list of. I was older by the time I seen that. I didn't see it when it first came out because it took me a while to get into. Are you just not into horror? Is it like a horror? Those are all horror movies. Is you just not?
Yeah,
into horror fan?
I mean, horror, vampires. That's really not my thing. I'm more like a comedy type, action, drama.
I got you.
Like that,
Vinny, have you ever seen Last American Virgin?
I don't think I have. No.
All right, my man.
Wow.
No. Last American
we
Virgin.
got a roast. Vinny.
Have you seen that movie?
Yes.
Who's in that?
You
In
never
what?
I'll check it out.
Bro, you know what? Because he doesn't believe me. I'm going to bring this up. I have to bring it up because, he doesn't believe me.
Bro,
But
half the list that they gave me last night, I think, was just completely made up. I don't believe those movies are real.
It wasn't. This movie is
they
real.
Sound like something like you would get at a swap meet DVD or something like that, man.
This movie is definitely real, and I'm going to prove it to you, bro. The Last American Virgin is a real film. I saw it the year it came. It's an 80s film, of course, an 80s classic. But this is the film, Last American Virgin. And it was a dope film. It was a funny film, bro. Like, you had to actually see it, but at the end of the movie, you'd be pissed off. And people didn't understand that this movie was co-produced by Quincy Jones.
Okay.
Dude, this movie poster, man. I mean, it looks like freaking public television type movie, man. It's
the 80s, man. It's 80s production,
80s.
bro. They didn't have
Is
like
it though?
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like this is the 80s, bro. Like we're talking the 80s.
I know it's no Drew Struzan, but
man, come on,
Jeez.
man. 80s.
Still.
80s, bro. It's definitely the 80s, man. Come on, you already know.
All right.
Anyway, we're not gonna roast you too much, bro. We'll let you slide, whatever. We'll let you slide. But what I do want to talk about, because we'll get into it. We'll get into it. We'll talk about.
I was gonna say, well, you know what else was in the 80s too, bro?
What?
Star Wars.
Exactly.
Let's keep it moving.
Exactly. We're gonna keep it moving. So definitely thank you.
And I have seen it. All right. For y'all that are doubting, I have seen it. So y'all need to stop.
If it was I would advise someone out in the chat right now, if this good for them, they might want to leave tonight before they get roasted. And as Toy Quest, I got a whole lump full of stuff ready for him tomorrow. But if he wants me to air it out today, I will. But I'm just telling him, be silent, be still. Vinny, what's going on with you, bro?
Man, this week is crazy, a busy week at work, but I am excited. Tomorrow is Blue Beetle. Really hyped to watch that. This weekend going to supposed to be going to Brooklyn and check out the Jay-Z exhibit, and then next week we got Ahsoka, and so lots of stuff going on. Looking forward to talking to you fine ladies and gentlemen about Star Wars, ranking some stuff, getting hyped for Ahsoka. I can't wait for it. I've made probably a grave error by coming on tonight's show because I've avoided virtually everything for it. I know the bulk of the cast, but I managed to avoid all the trailers.
We'll keep it safe.
And I can't wait. I'm real hyped for it. So lots going on, and happy to be here.
Well, put it this way. What I'm going to talk about has already been debunked. So it's been debunked by, Sam Whitmore himself.
Okay.
Because it was just a conversation that was had that people took to the extreme. So again, that's the only thing I want to, talk about. I'll bring it up after I basically go through the chat and see who we got in here.
Cool.
We got Miguel's in the building. I got something for him. We got Ed R in the building. Thank you for being here. We got Ren's Talent Tino in the building. We got Blazing Asian is in here. Thank you for being here. Blitz 0065 is in the building. We got Chuck G is in the building. Amber May is out. Well, what did he say? He said Mario watched Twilight but didn't watch.
No, I ain't talking about that. I ain't talking about that. Look at Blitz 00.
What did he say? He said, he said, I watched Last American Virgin today in honor of Mario. You need to watch it yourself, bro. You need to watch it yourself because it's dope. Who else we got in here today with us? We got AJ Agrusa as always. Thank you for being here. Action in the Box is here. Hello from one live to another. Let's go. Thank you, man. Thank you so much for being here, brother. Let's see who else we actually have in the building with us. Let's see here. We got Eric Hinky in the building. Thank you for being here. We got Sluggin16 in the building. Thank you for being here. Bendu Windu is in the building. Thank you as well. Low-Key Collector is in the building. Thank you. Oh, my man Cal's in the building. Thank you for being here as always, brother. We got Francesco Bell is in the building. Bello in the building. Thank you for being here. We got the 1-6 enthusiast in here. Thank you for being here as always, bro. Elf Skywalker is here with us as always. And yeah, we are ready. And Forrest is in the building with us. Thank you for being here, my brother, as always. So yeah, we're going to talk about some things today. I'm gonna start with one, and since we've basically been scaling and talking about the 6 scale universe, again, what's coming soon tomorrow, of course. Before we get into that one, I want to talk about something else that was actually interesting here, and that's that Sideshow updated their coming soon list. And they actually gave us this, setting us up, since it is in honor of Ahsoka. They updated their list, and this is what they put up. This is the preview Ahsoka 6 scale figures from Hot Toys. So that means between tomorrow and next week, we're gonna get some figure previews pretty soon to set up, just in time for the actual show. So I'm wondering, anybody got, Mario, do you have any predictions on what you think we will actually see from this line? Who they'll probably release first?
Who they'll probably release first? I want to say Ahsoka, but I have a feeling it might be somebody like, I don't know, like Hera, maybe. I don't know. Shit, should I not say anything, dude? Because Vinny, I don't know if Vinny actually knows.
I know
that.
that.
He knows
Yeah, I know
Harrison.
like the cast. Yeah,
Yeah, he knows it.
All right.
I was thinking that would probably be the easiest, which would be Morat. It'd probably be that character, considering because one that doesn't deal with head sculpts, or I don't know. You never know. It can probably be Balin, or it might be, Shinhati. It could be. You never know. But I was thinking it might be them. Ahsoka, because we already have an Ahsoka. What are they going to give us, a 2.0?
They'll just reissue the Mandalorian one and just slap a Ahsoka label on it.
That's true.
I can see that happening. Why
and
not?
You know how many people will be happy they did that?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I haven't picked her up yet, man.
You haven't got it yet?
I haven't got it yet. No. I'm actually working on a deal with my man Payne. He's hooking up with the Sideshow quarter scale premium format. I'm definitely getting that.
I'll probably do Thrawn first, right?
What'd you say?
What about Thrawn first?
Possible.
Well, possible, but I don't think, because that's one of the most anticipated. So I know it's on the list. But I don't know. They're going to probably make people sweat over that figure for a minute, like they always do. So they'll probably, release the obvious first. I could see them basically releasing Ahsoka. Did you have Ahsoka?
I do.
Okay, yeah. So I can definitely see them possibly releasing Ahsoka again. But it would be dope to see a Hera, you know what I mean, or a Sabine. Definitely it would be dope to see that as well. But again, you just don't know. You know what I mean? It's a mystery as of right now. Francisco Bell said, Morat is a safe bet. Chopper and Hera. Yeah, definitely. Somebody said Harrison, Dula, and Chopper. Yep, two. Yep. That would be dope to have them both. Hey, they make Zeb. Oh, well, they need, again, if they did that, we never know. Some people are saying Sabine. Which version of Sabine it is, if they're going to give us the longer hair, the short hair, if they give us both, we don't know. They'll probably stick with the shorter version, for her. So
Artisan edition. Watch.
Definitely it might be artisan edition. If they did that, people would be pissed. Yep. But I mean, it is what it is. Who knows? Yep, HasLab we know is making the Ghost. Are you getting that HasLab Ghost?
I don't think so, but it is a nice looking vehicle, but I'm not getting it.
Yeah,
it's huge. It's a big piece. I saw that over in San Diego. It's gorgeous, but it's humongous.
Oh, so you saw it in person?
I saw it in person, man. Yeah, I still gotta put footage together, man, and upload it. It's amazing.
Are you trying to get it?
Yeah. I need that. I do need that.
Yeah, definitely it is something that's worth getting. But it's gonna be interesting to see what Hot Toys does. Remember, we don't as of right now, we don't have any reveals. There's no reveals. There's nothing, that we've gotten this week so far. So who knows tonight? I know we're going to definitely get a release because, again, they released that T'Challa 2.0 Black Panther figure, which is mine is already shipped. So I'm happy. But we might get a reveal of something that could be from Ahsoka, considering the simple fact that it's next week, unless they wait until either Sunday night or Monday night to do it. But we could definitely see that. So who knows? Who definitely knows? But it's good to see that they're going into that line, man, because it's going to be a lucrative line, to be quite honest. So I don't know. We'll actually see how that kind of plays out. But I want to kind of go into this real quick here, because this is something that they were talking about. The reason why I bring up Sam Witwer is because the rumor was that we could see Starkiller in this film. And I was like,
Well,
yeah,
nah.
like how would you do that? You know what I mean? So, would it make sense? No, I don't think it would. But they said that the reason why they make they basically brought that up was because um apparently uh and I'll bring this up right now. So apparently you've seen this, haven't you, Vinny?
Uh-uh.
Oh, my bad,
Go ahead.
bro.
Go ahead.
My bad. But anyway, this
It was
is
at that moment he knew
I know
he
that
done
moment
fucked up.
that he done fucked up. But this apparently is it's an Inquisitor. But they were basically saying that it was a possibility that this could be Starkiller. But that was debunked because Sam Witwer had said, look, it was a conversation that I had with Dave Filoni, who said, yeah, I was thinking about how to bring him in if we could bring Starkiller in, and it would make sense to make him an Inquisitor, but they never did it. So he would say it was just a conversation that they had in passing, and it was something that was talked about, but they didn't want to get people's hopes up because they're not going to see that character in this. But Vinny, when I brought it up, you were like, nah. Now this is because and the reason why I'm kind of think you feel you on that, because there would be continuity issues.
Yep.
Based on when he was actually released, and also because Starkiller has yet to be canonized.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I
And
mean,
yeah, go ahead.
and of course you have the OP issue. I mean,
Mhm.
you can't have some. I mean, it's one of the
Mhm.
reasons. It's one of the reasons why people don't think
Yeah,
that he'll ever be canonized is because if he is, then all the stuff that he's done in the games is if either going to have to be thrown out, which would piss people off,
Mhm.
or
Mhm.
carried over. And he'll, if you thought Ray was a Mary Sue, here's probably one the most powerful. I mean, I just don't see them. It works in a video game. I don't think it translates to screen. And I think what made him so popular was how powerful he was in a video game. So you take that away, what do you have? So
Yeah,
I don't want to see it because you can't do it right without tearing down so much of what the universe has built. If you bring him in, it's so difficult to work work around it. It's
yeah,
he's so much more power. It's a big problem that they'll have when they address the Old Republic too. So many of those characters that were created in Legends and characters like Nihilus and Revan, like they're so powerful. It's going to be difficult to put them in the world with Anakin's and Luke's who do amazing things, but they're not, you know, destroying planets and shit. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it's so tough. It's so tough to
yeah,
say, here's some characters from the books or from the video games now in live action, and they're not going to let them do that type of shit, and people are just going to bitch because they're not doing that type of shit. It wouldn't make sense. So
Mhm.
I'd
Mhm.
rather them not even try instead of
Yeah,
bringing them in and nerf them or come up with some reason why they're not as powerful or
yeah,
some trope. It's like nah, those are two of the most amazing games, especially Star Wars games that we've ever seen, and I'm okay with it just being that. It doesn't.
Mhm.
Not everybody has to go from lore to live action. Some
Yeah,
let it be.
yeah,
I mean, if they
yeah.
do it, they figure out a way to do it. Great. If they make it like something that's a one shot or something that's like
Mhm.
a separate thing, like
Mhm.
and make a place maybe on Disney Plus or something for stuff that's like that where it's not canon, that'd be cool. But
Mhm.
they'd have
Mhm.
to specifically go out of the way to make it separate. I
Yeah,
wouldn't want to see him part of all of a sudden part of the Ahsoka and Mandoverse. I don't think he'd fit.
yeah.
That's a
That's
plus.
true.
That's a whole nother story. Like I wouldn't want him just a throwaway character in Ahsoka. I'd want him to have his own show.
Yeah. And on top of that, like, even Sam was talking about what this particular version of Starkiller, that character was a nod to what if Luke had converted to the dark side, because he
Yeah.
OP. He's the OP version of what Luke would be had he gone to the dark side.
Right.
And like you said, it is an OP character. Like what he pulls off in a game, there would be no chance for anybody in Ahsoka at all. Period.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's why it just doesn't work. You'd have to either
Nah.
have it be him just come in and just destroy everybody, or just all of a sudden him not be as powerful. It'd be like whatever you thought people bitched about Warlock and Guardians of the Galaxy. This would be that times a million.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which and
Yeah.
and I'm glad you brought that up, because again, we see how they nerfed that character. You know what I mean? So
Because like you had to make sense to the story. So it's either like, and some people maybe rightfully so was like, okay, then why use him? So
Yeah.
why use him?
I mean, so you strip away his backstory and everything too to bring him in, huh?
what you say?
You think you strip away his origin story, his backstory, this whole?
Well, they
thing
would
with,
sort of have to change him. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't be a fan of that. No.
Nah.
I say just don't even bother bringing him in.
Exactly.
Don't
You'd have to.
exactly.
It'd be too complicated. You'd have to change too much.
Mhm.
You'd have to force it, and I'd rather them not even go through all that.
Yeah.
No pun
The only
intended,
way
of
I'd want to
course.
see it if it was a non-canon event where they could keep his story that's from the game and do it in a format in which you didn't have to adjust for canon.
This is true. That's true. And that's the thing, is like having to adjust for canon becomes more of an actual issue.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like that, if it's something, especially a character is so lucrative in the backstory itself. The story was so rich. It was so
Mhm.
rich in the game itself. The game, oh my God, bro. Like,
I mean, the game is able to be like, wouldn't it be cool if he did this? And then
yeah,
the live
yeah.
action would have to like account for that.
Yeah.
You could do crazy shit. Like it's just like comic books versus the live action movies. The comic books is always going to be have feats and more grandiose stuff that they could never pull off on film, because it's a comic book and you have years and years of just trying to top yourself to keep fans' interest, and then you're starting over just for new audiences from scratch, and you can't start where viewers have already seen in the comics. You got to start at another point. And it's like I'd rather them not even try. It'd be too much of a hurdle. And I don't know. I love the character. He's badass. He's cool as hell. But everything you love about him is how OP he is, and they'd have to take that away. So don't even do it.
What was it? We got Beskar Kid said Morak is the armor, who is the spy, who is also Wilt Cast.
Jeez.
Wow, bro. But no, what you feel about that? You agree with Vinny and all them? Like, don't bring a character in and completely like neuter him. You know what I mean? You don't want to do that, because his story, and like I said, even though the story itself had like 2 alternate endings, you know what I mean, the what if factor of it, but still, how would you feel? Would you want a character like this in live action on the Ahsoka show, or would you just be like, nah, don't do that?
Yeah, I don't want him to go anywhere near Ahsoka. I think he needs his own show. That's a whole nother tone that he has, and let's keep that tone. He doesn't need to piggyback on her show.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And the thing is, it's like when we think about it, like Sam Witwer is a true Star Wars fan, a true fan.
Darth Maul, dude, and the Empire.
Exactly, true fan. Like he knows it like the back of his hand, and it's like we want to see him, some homage paid to him in live action. But it's just like, who else could he be other than this particular character in live action? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, who else would you have him?
What?
Would you have him pick up the have him play a live action Maul? But we've already done that. You know what I mean? So.
Can I bring up something? I mean, in regards, do you guys remember the sequel to the game?
Yeah.
You guys,
Mm-hmm.
can I bring up a spoiler for that game?
Go ahead. I've played it.
Yeah.
My man was a clone.
Yeah.
He went through many alterations. So even if they did bring him in, are they really changing the character? Considering it, I think it would make sense that he would be a clone at this time.
If they brought him in. It's
just a different version of the same of original Starkiller, right? Because he had more than one clone. There were a bunch of them were lined up.
But look how powerful he was, though. You know what I mean? Like that power scale, regardless of him
Mhm.
being a clone, brought into an Ahsoka show, bro, that's an obliteration right there. There's no chance. And would you want like to bring him into the Ahsoka show? Then of course they would have to modify the story to give Ahsoka the advantage because it's her show.
But I don't think it would be. I don't think it would be that detrimental, just considering that he is a clone. He
That makes
probably
sense
could
too.
not.
That
He
makes
could
sense
not be
too.
that powerful either.
That makes sense
Considering he
too.
could be like a certain iteration of a clone.
That
You know,
makes
so
sense.
they can
too.
easily shoehorn that in there as well. So
That makes
Say
sense
that
too.
the clones became more powerful as they improved.
Yeah,
No,
that,
It's possible. But
yeah,
man, that's a
or
lot
maybe, or
of
maybe not. Yeah.
that's a lot of work.
Mhm.
yeah. That
And we're trusting them to. Yeah, it's a lot of faith.
yeah. He could be Galen Merrick, just a mild mannered Jedi. Hey,
That'd be cool.
that would definitely be super dope. That is dope. That I mean, I didn't think about that, but yeah, that definitely
That'd be ironic,
dope.
wouldn't it?
Just like I think rest his soul, Stevenson, Ray Stevenson. I think Beskar Kid should step in that role as Balin if they extend it. I think Beskar, because Beskar Kid is, he is
Rocking that Beskar.
yeah, he's rocking that Beskar. His skin is just Beskar, bro. You
Yep.
see him lifting those weights, bro, like straight up. It's embarrassing how he
Beskar
embarrasses
lifting
me.
Beskar.
Every time I watch it, I'm like, damn, I'm embarrassed to be me because he's lifting that much weight. Super strong dude. But no, but nah, that again, it was a rumor that was amongst others, but I don't want to get into because I don't want to too much when it I know Vinny hasn't I'm trying to keep everything
It's really
away from-
interesting, problem. I mean, I
Yeah.
know he'd love to be in it, and I would love to see him in it. I think it would be really cool if they just did some what if type shit and gave him a show that's non-canon. I don't see why they couldn't do that.
Someone's cracking up over here. Look at her.
Who's laughing?
I was
What you laughing at?
at
Beskar's
Best Kid's
comment.
comment.
What do you say? What do you say?
Just from the waist down, LOL.
Yo, crazy. But no, I mean, it is a tough situation to be in, bro. Like, for something like, but again, all of this is like speculation. So we're just in that space of speculation right now where people have no idea what is what, but it's just, the conversation at this point, what people are talking about, what people want to see, what they're expecting to see. And again, some things that are going to be spectacular, but I'm like you, Vinny, like at this point right now, even watching the trailer and stuff like that, which the trailer doesn't really show too much. Too much, I believe. I think it's going to be like the first episode, to be quite honest. The first 2 episodes are what we're sort of like seeing a bit, with just a couple of things sprinkled in there. But I want to kind of just I don't want to speculate too much. I want to kind of be surprised at what's to come. You know what I mean? What else is basically to come? Like we were surprised, at what we actually seen with Luke when he showed up in The Mandalorian. It was like, yo, what? You know what I mean? You couldn't believe it. So I want that
amazing job keeping it under wraps.
Yeah,
one of the great surprises and ever.
Yeah, they definitely did. So it is one of those things where I would love to be pleasantly surprised and not have to worry about everything being leaked. So again, definitely think of we're in a safe space right now. But also I think this week we got the run times for the show, like for the first couple of episodes.
Oh yeah.
And I know that people were really in a sense skeptical about there were still some conversations about the runtime, like why is it this, why does it have to be, we get the first couple of episodes. I think episode 1 is 54 minutes 21 seconds. They said with the credits it's like 51 minutes. So with the credits it's like it's with the credit it's 54 minutes, with the show itself is 51. Episode 2 is 42 minutes 15 seconds with the credits. without the credits is 38 minutes, and then of course episode 3 is 34 minutes without the credit is 31. So I'm gonna start with you first on this. Do you think that that's a, you know, are you upset at that? Like, you know, does that upset you, or is it does it sit about right where you expected it to be?
Yeah, I mean it's fine. It doesn't matter to me if it's the length, as long as what's in it is right for the story.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's definitely the most important factor, is just whether or not the, you know, we can talk about length all we want in a good way, but no, let's keep it PG rated. But no, I mean, I think, you know,
It's
as
a
long as
family
the
show, man. What
writing,
you doing?
as long as the
Family show.
writing, I know it is family. As long as the writing is on point, I think that's what's most important. When it comes to that, like, I mean, I don't, you know, if you write it good, you know, and the story suits the time that's actually allotted, and I think that's the most important thing. It wasn't, you know, I know that people were concerned about the format of it being 30 minutes, 45, but I think some of the main concern was with a lot of those movies. Then the problem was, or not, what it was shows. I'm sorry. The problem was some of them just weren't good. You know what I mean? Some of them just ran into problems where it was kind of lackluster. But if they can write it, if the writing is good, the direction is good, and, you know, the characters are, you know, perfectly implemented, and I think it serves the purpose. Vinny, what you think about it?
Yeah, I'm with you. Like when it's a shitty episode, you just look for, you know, reasons why it might have been shitty, and uh, typically, you know, the length of the story had time to breathe or whatever. It tends to be one of the targets of criticism. Uh, there's episodes of Mandalorian that are 30 minutes that are phenomenal because it was a semi filler. Like it introduced a character that'll be important later. They had a problem or a mission, they solved it, got in and out, and it was a dope, fun episode. There's been 30-minute Mando episodes in later seasons that were clunky and kind of a mess, and then it got blamed because it was too short. The characters didn't have a chance to breathe. So it's like when it works, and it doesn't matter how long the length is, and you can like just enjoy it for what it is instead of looking for different things that are the culprit. And I feel like if the episode's good, then, you know, then it'll be, you know, no big deal. Of course, we'd all want hour-long episodes for every damn episode because we're greedy. But if you know, they pull off whatever they're trying to tell in that episode in 30 minutes, then that works too. You know, I don't expect Andor episodes every week, not for this type of show.
It's
Yeah.
not the length, it's what you do with it.
Yeah, definitely what you do with it. Look at Mario.
And whatever plot twists and curves, you know, come along.
Hell yeah. Hey, Mario. Mario, what you think, bro?
I think I'm done. I'm
You
cool
gotta
with
make
it,
sure
man.
the climax of the episode is hits for everybody too.
Yeah, we gotta make sure everyone is satisfied in the end, right?
You know? Yep. Keep them
absolutely.
wanting more.
Keep them wanting more. What are we talking about? Ahsoka episode runtime. The runtime. I'm good with it. I'm actually good with it, man. As long as, like what RM said, as long as it serves the story, I'm good with that, you know. And I'm trying not to get my hopes up too damn high for this thing, but I'm really excited for it, especially for the trailer that dropped this last Monday. That was, that just put everything over the top for me, man. I can't wait. Next weekend comes soon enough.
Yeah, it definitely can, bro. And the excitement is definitely there. I think for, you know, a lot of people everybody's hype about it, but I think it's like, you know, one of the biggest, you know, hurdles that they have to get through is the simple fact that I mean, now we're in that space where, everyone has been sort of like let down by certain episodes of, even though a lot of people weren't really as happy as, with season 3 of The Mandalorian. A lot of people weren't really happy with Obi-Wan, Book of Boba Fett. So it's like, aside from Andor, first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian, there's a lot to really, really be, to really think about. So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting, man. Definitely something that's, going to be interesting, and hopefully, again, it's something that, we'll get some information on, and, hopefully what we see and what we get is going to be something powerful and incredible. So we'll see. Next up, really quick, I want to actually go through now. We got the directors. So we got the directors of this season. And they actually got a full list of some powerhouses, bro. So of course we got the man himself, Dave Filoni, who's directing episodes 1 and 5. Yeah, so he's directing episodes 1 and 5. We got Steph Green, who I think she's directing episode 3. And then we got Peter Ramsey, who, of course, if you don't know him, he's from Across the Spider-Verse. He's helped direct that. He directed an episode of season 3 of Mando. We got Jennifer Getzinger, who basically directed, I think, the episode of House of Dragons, I believe. I'm not sure. It was either her or Geta Patel. One of them did. And then we got Rick Famuyiwa, of course, who is, has been, directing episodes, for The Mandalorian for a while. So he's seasoned. But I think what's important to me is the simple fact that Dave Filoni is not only just writing it, but he's directing episodes 1 and 5. We know he's directed before. A lot of people were impressed of his episodes, him, coming off of animated, coming into live action. Like, I think that's super, super duper fantastic to see that. So what y'all think about this list? What you think about it?
Well, it looks like a good list of directors. I think the episodes are going to be nice. I don't think we're going to have any missteps, so to speak. We're familiar with all of them, and a lot of their work that they've done has been good. So I'm hoping that it translates to what we see in the story. Yeah,
definitely. I believe it will. So I'm super excited about that. Vinny, what you think about this, bro?
I'm just glad Robert Rodriguez isn't on the list. So,
and is it, bro? It's.
He had a good episode of The Mandalorian, man. Everybody was praising him, dude. And then what happened with Book of Boba?
And then whatever happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what happened, but he kind of lost that good faith with me. I mean, he's done so much stuff I like, but that was so bad it kind of washed the good shit away, man. That was tough. Some tough episodes with Book of Boba.
Do you think, like, well, no, there's no excuse. Never mind. There's no excuse, because I was going to say, like, with the decision to bring Grogu back with Mando in that episode, do you think that probably hindered what he wanted to do, considering the simple fact that, again, the crazy part about this is when we talk about it, we take his directions like, yo, it's just bad, whatever, but we forget it was the writing.
There was there was so much more than any one decision that I don't really put it on, like, the studio forcing Grogu or for this and that. Like, I doubt the studio came to him and was like, we need Power Ranger scooters. That was probably him. So,
well, we do know that he likes modifications, because he did direct the Lead of Battle Angels. So we know that it was going to be a familiar trope that he was going to use. What'd you say?
I love that movie, by the way.
I love it, bro. I love it.
I watched it. I straight up watched it.
Good.
So,
And they are thinking about a sequel.
I
heard
seen
that's
it.
yeah.
uh-huh.
So definitely, I loved it. I loved that, but just trying to translate that world and bring that world into like a Star Wars film or a show is just like, yeah, bro, you might want to keep that to the side. But yeah, 1-6 enthusiasts. I don't know why there's no love for Andor. I don't. It makes no sense. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But Mario, what do you think about this list of directors, bro?
No, it's cool, man. I mean, it's as per usual. I'm excited to see what the director's going to do, but the fact that Dave Filoni's been stepping up the way that he has, man, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm watching his career with great interest.
Yeah.
He's the heir.
I see how you do that
Like
in there,
that.
bro.
Yo,
Yeah,
he's the heir.
He
He's
did
the
do
heir
that.
to the creator, man. He's the heir to the creator, straight
that was
up,
some
man.
smooth ass shit. I like
like
how
that,
you do
huh?
that in there, bro.
He did that walk off.
Yeah, bro. That was dope.
Yeah.
But nah.
Yeah, he's straight up the heir to the empire, man.
Yeah, he is, bro.
So
He
he's
is.
doing his thing.
Yeah, he definitely
so
is.
I'm really
And
looking
I
forward to see what
think
he's doing.
it makes me more here. The reason why I tell you the reason why I want this to be successful, bro, because I want to be excited about his film when it comes, because it's probably
Which
one
one,
of my
Mando
most.
season 4 or the other movie?
No, not well. They debunked that too. They said there's
Oh, did
not.
they?
Yeah, there's not going to be a movie. They're not making that a movie. It is going to be
damn.
a Mando season 4. It's not going to be a film. They said that's not happening. It
Good.
is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Good. I'd
definitely.
rather it be a show anyway.
Yeah. So they said that's
I wouldn't
definitely
mind
not
a movie.
happening. But I'm hyped to see how he merges that universe, like the Mando verse in that film. And we know that Thrawn is going to be the big bad, so we know that's where they're going. So it'd be interesting to see. That's why I need this to be successful. I want people to gravitate to it. It needs to be loved because I think, again, it's going to be quality. He's going to give us quality work with it, bro. And like you said, Mario, without spoiling it for Vinny, they did. Francisco Bello said, "Soma Hayek is in Dust to Dawn, Mario." But anyway, they ain't gonna let you live that down. But yeah, I just want it definitely to be successful because I think it definitely makes the most sense. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what he does, but I think it's going to be exciting. So, yep. But yeah, I can't wait, man. I mean, the list of directors that they have here, it looks really, really good. It looks like it's going to pan out to be, a great show. Great. I'm hoping in the first 2 episodes being as long as they are, I'm going to bed at 9:00 on Tuesday night or 8:00 just to give myself some sleep because I'm waking up
I'm
early.
definitely waking up early Wednesday.
Hell yeah. I am not.
I ain't trying to be accidentally online on
Yep.
Wednesday. And
Yep. Uh-huh.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do when an Ahsoka figure drops on Wednesday night? Are you gonna do a corner that night, or are you gonna wait till the morning?
Hell yeah, I'm doing a corner that night. I'm not waiting until the morning. I'm doing
there goes
it
your
that
bedtime.
night.
There goes your bedtime.
I
dude.
know. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, you know what, Mario? I think we should start the game, bro. I think we need to start the game.
Oh, we ready? We're ready to go.
Start the game. Y'all think we need to? Well, not the game, but the rating. You think we need to start the rating? You want to start the
Yeah,
rating?
man.
I don't. You think we should? Yeah, let's break
get
into the
ranking.
game. Let's get that cracking. Let's get that cracking. So, definitely, we are here. We are ready to go. Mario, you have control of the ranker. I think that this is definitely something I'm excited about because I was thinking about it. The ranker, double
entendre, man. Hell yeah, let's go. So yeah, here's our list from last week. As you can see, we barely got through a few of them, man. We got a lot more to go. I went ahead and added what was it? Visions, Tales from the Jedi, and also added Star Wars Resistance. I haven't seen some of these things, so I'm just gonna let you guys have the floor with that one. So going chronologically, going through the timeline, Solo's up next. Now, look, when this dropped, this was a fun movie. I loved it to death. I think it's a victim of just what happened, with The Last Jedi, man. And I'm gonna give it an A. To be honest, I think it's worthy. What do y'all think?
I'm
Solo.
right there with you, bro. I
Yeah.
think it was very entertaining. I loved it. I mean, from beginning to end. I know coming off of Rise of Skywalker that this was it suffered some of that, you know, some of that dissidence with that. You know what I mean? People were upset at the direction they took with Luke. So a lot of that drifted over into this particular film. But to me, just the pacing was on point. I was entertained.
Yeah.
The surprise at the very end with Maul, all that. I was definitely excited about it. And yeah, I loved it, man. I definitely didn't have a problem with it. So I agree. A is where I would put it. I definitely would have I wouldn't put it at a B because I felt as though it was really, really, really good, bro. I did. I definitely think
Yeah.
it was worth it. Yep.
What was his name? Aldrin.
Ed,
Aaron Reich.
Aaron right here.
No. The actor that played Solo.
Yeah,
Right,
him.
that's his name.
Oh, my bad.
All Aaron Wright or something like that. Yeah.
All Aaron. Yeah. No, he did an amazing job, man. I was convinced.
Yeah, he did.
I know some of us were like, you know what, we need to see a young Harrison Ford, blah blah blah. But I think he captured the character, well enough. So, I was convinced, and him, the chemistry with him and Chewie, that was great. I loved it. So, what you Arm? What do you think about Solo? Where it's at? Keeping it at A. Where would you rank it?
I would give it an A as well. I agree. He had great chemistry with Chewie. And I also think, the idea of him growing up and then seeing him, enroll to become a stormtrooper, essentially, right? That's what that
Mm-hmm.
was. And then the only part that I didn't care for was when he kind of got mixed up with Woody Harrelson. I didn't care for that part, but it was so minor. It was so minor. It was just kind of more representing the fact that he could kind of get involved with people who may not necessarily have the best interests for him. So I think overall it was excellent when he finally had to see the woman he loved again, and then she kind of sacrifices herself. That scene with Maul at the end, that scared me more than anything else. And of course, the thing I really like is Enfy's nest at the end.
Mm-hmm.
That she's a
Best
great
part.
character and certainly a very special character. And I was not expecting that at the end. So when she said, "Hey, we have to take this," and he's like, it kind of showed that he doesn't necessarily. I don't think money really even means as much to him or anything to him. I think he's more concerned with, relationships and how things go. So that's why he's such an interesting character, and I think that's why Princess Leia falls in love with him, is for that reason.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think of Vinny?
It's a B for me. I really like Nest's character. I really liked the cinematography. It's visually compelling. I love the score. The track during the train heist was just phenomenal. I love the side characters. I love all the cast. I loved what they did with Lando. Like all the side characters that the supporting characters, I should say. I just didn't love the casting of that kid, Aaron Reich. I felt he was the low point of the film for me, simply because of how he played it, and that might have had nothing to do with him. It might have just been how he was, instructed, just doing what he was told. I've just always imagined Han Solo a lot more serious than he played it. It was really, really lighthearted, really jokey a lot, and Han seemed to me like grumpy with a joke here and there, as opposed to happy go lucky with being grumpy here and there. Like when I watched the beginning of Andor, I was like, this was more the tone I would have loved to see with Solo.
For Solo,
I
okay.
feel like Solo would have worked so much better with Andor's tone of just like sad. Like Han Solo's life is kind of sad. I don't really find him a jokey, comic-y character. I feel like he jokes to hide, like a sad clown. You know what I mean? Like hiding the pain, making jokes at the shit that's going on around him to keep him crying. Like that's how I always envisioned Han, and I just didn't really see this kid pulling that off with such a jovial manner, just being true to Han. I loved everything else about the movie, and I hated how under the bus it was thrown right after Last
Yeah.
Jedi. Instead of giving it a year, like the
Mhm.
format was, like you had Force Awakens, then a year, and then you got Rogue One, then a year, you got Last Jedi, and then 3 months, and you put it like a week after fucking Infinity War. It was like doomed. It was like you gave that film no fucking chance. There was no reason not to wait to December to put that out. It
Mhm.
made
Yeah.
no sense.
Yeah.
It made no sense. It was like, here's your worst hated on movie, and since the prequels, after 3 home runs and 2 home runs, and you put it out right after. It's like, it's almost as if to say, no, wait, here's this one, and it's a movie that, let's face it, not a lot of people were clamoring for. So it was a niche project in the first place. So it's not fair, the shit it got, but I wouldn't quite put it at a A. It's a B for me, but I get why people would put it at an A, because everything else
Right.
about it I really dug.
I think for me, it was the pacing because it was fast paced. But also I liked just the evolution of the Falcon, just explaining certain things about that. I definitely dug Donald Glover playing Lando. Like it was convincing, it was
That was great
believable.
casting.
I think he was one of the best parts of the movie. Honestly.
I wish
The
they would have thought out the
Yeah.
name better than the Solo explanation for his name was dumb, and the 12
Yeah.
parsec and the 12 parsecs explanation was dumb too. So I
Yeah.
wish they would have changed both of those things. Everything else, I mean, they did some really amazing things. And once again, like Rudy said, like Nest was incredible.
Memphis
I,
Nest,
I
yeah.
I was, I mean, people were hoping for another Solo movie to see more Maul. Like, I want to see more of
Memphis
Nest.
Nest. Yeah. That character was
And that
definitely
helmet,
amazing.
oh my god, that helmet is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing more Kira too, man. I do want to see like her with the crime syndicate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested
Yeah.
in that.
Well,
Wouldn't mind
she's a
seeing,
super scroll now, so
So I've heard.
Yeah. I mean,
Thanks, Ray. Thanks for
there's
spoiling it,
definitely a possibility that we could get more extension because they did extend her story in the comics.
bro. Yeah.
Um, So there's a lot to be desired from there. So they at least did that. But no, I agree. What we're going to actually see, what we got from her story was interesting. I definitely loved her and Lando's chemistry and stuff like that. Aaron, I wasn't really so hung up or disappointed in his acting. I think it was his, but I agree though, the choice in making him too, because the thing is, there's no explanation as to why we're missing the explanation as to why Han is so serious now. Where did that transition happen?
Yeah.
Where did that pain settle in?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Did it happen? Maybe it happened once he realized that he wasn't going to see Kira again. You know what I mean? Like maybe that could have been, but if it was explained, then
or after running those jobs for Jabba, maybe he could have through the ringer with that.
Hard, things that he basically seen. So I mean, over time, I guess it's just like young adolescents. As we mature, like when we're young, we're always happy, go lucky. But as soon as the world hits, our personality changes. Like we get more serious about our surroundings. We get more serious about the people that we know and the relationships that we've established. We see a lot more loss. So who knows? But I get it. It should have been a better explanation with the transition, or at least let us know that, okay, this is where he's headed. But
just think,
and
just think, if they had escaped together, his name would be Han Duo. The name is so fucking stupid, man. It's like, oh, I know, you're traveling solo.
Like Solo should have more meaning. Yeah, we can move on. Definitely.
Let's move on. Kenobi is up next.
So we're going to chronological order, right?
This is chronological. This part of the timeline in Disney Plus.
Ooh,
okay.
Kenobi. I kind of want to put it at B. I was so excited for this, man. I mean, we saw the first couple episodes.
I'm gonna be the oddball here.
Yeah.
I think it started off good, man, but then it just kind of like took a nosedive. But I don't know if I want to put it in B or C. I'm gonna let y'all call it.
I'm giving it a C.
Wow.
I'll give it. For me. Well, go ahead. You can explain why. I would rather you explain why for you.
Well, I think that I can't remember how many episodes it was, but when Patterson went ahead and took the series and made the Patterson cut, and it was like an hour and a half movie, and he cut out a lot of stuff in it that really didn't have anything to do with the story at all. It was just for show or trying to set the tone. A good portion of the background stuff didn't set the tone for anything. So, he was able to kind of whittle it down to an hour and a half. And I think about all these episodes that I watched trying to get this experience and enjoy myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't really have anything to do with the story per se. A lot of it didn't have anything to do with it. So, if you can whittle it down to that hour and a half and still have all the same characters in it and them have meaning, I think for them, maybe it was just bad editing, a lot of unforced errors in it. So, I have to give it a C because, they ruined the experience by having it in the series. But when you can cut it down to the Patterson version, it has more meaning. So they have something to work with, but as is, it's not enjoyable to watch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'll take it a bit higher. I'll definitely, because it teeters between like an A- and a B for me. The one thing that I enjoyed is one aspect of it that a lot of people didn't enjoy, and I enjoyed the chemistry between him and young Leia.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I love that so
was
much.
Incredible.
I loved it so much. I am such a fan of that young lady. I'm a fan of her work. But I mean, I just think that she did such a great job with those emotional beats and her just at such a young age, just the strength, and she held her own. With that chemistry between both, and it was believable.
Those conversations were fire.
They were so deep, bro. They were fire, and it was just I enjoyed that aspect of the film. Amongst the majority, because I know there was some pushback on that, but I enjoyed Reva's story. I did. I enjoyed her as a character, her story. I know a lot of people didn't like the character, but I did. I agree that there were some points where, again, the story was, the way it was done and the way it was directed at certain points was really messy. But for the most part, I definitely enjoyed the climactic battle between him and Vader. That was incredible. Just the chase was pretty dope. I wish we would have seen a bit more of the Inquisitors in action. I wish they would have gave that a bit more, because we definitely wanted to see that instead of them just walking around with sabers and just spiting each other.
Mm-hmm.
I think all in all, it's rough, but I think I would actually teeter between like an A- and a B. And I know we don't have an A- there, but
Mm-hmm.
He's like, Mario said, I need an answer.
I'll say a B+. I'll give it a B+.
Give it a B. All right.
I'll give it a B+.
Okay, so we got one C, we got one B. What do you got, Vinny?
A.
What? Really?
Absolutely. For starters, to harken back on Leo said about the relationship with Kenobi and young Leia, those scenes alone were some of the best scenes. Period. Like, forget the Star Wars; those were just incredible acting sequences to watch. Her performance at such a young age, and this wasn't like an older girl playing a little kid. Like, this was a little kid just acting her ass off. It seemed so solemn, so serious, and there was these like little stupid, goofy scenes to kind of make it fun that were like totally overshadowed to me by the weight and like presence of her character that made you feel like this is a little Leia Organa. Like, that's what I imagine Leia being like as a kid. Super insightful and inquisitive and just like old for her age. Old soul. I really love those scenes. I liked sad, depressed, PTSD'd up Kenobi, it made super sense to me as part of my head canon that helped me through understanding or just digesting Luke's, um, you know, portrayal in Last Jedi because Kenobi kind of went through the same shit. So um, I really liked his portrayal in this, and there was some hurdles to get through watching. It wasn't definitely all great. It definitely was frustrating watching Inquisitors just bicker like siblings instead of kicking ass. That was tough, but we got to see two new Kenobi versus Darth Vader fights. We got to see Hayden Christensen back. We got to see in those fights uh, Vader fighting with a stylized modern fighting choreography. And we got to see fucking Tai Chi Force Kung Fu. I mean, that fight with Reva, whatever, was, I mean, as a martial arts film fan, that was some of the. I was pacing my living room. I was fucking geeking out, fighting her without even like drawing a saber with Tai Chi. I don't know what people were expecting from the show. I was baffled every week by the hate it got. I love the show. It could have been better. They were kind of written into a corner. There's only so much you could do when the outcome was already determined. It was tough watching him like let Vader live at the end when he could have avoided so much. But I mean, they couldn't really change the outcome to it would have without breaking canon. So they did what they could. They gave us a whole bunch of in between shit, and I mean, I loved it. I never understood that the hate that this show got. Kenobi was dope to me. Hey,
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah, y'all. Y'all bring us some good points. I'm with Armin with the fact that how there was a lot of empty calories in this movie or in this TV show. And I think it could have been condensed, to like an hour and a half movie, like like you mentioned before.
mm-hmm.
But you guys also bring us some great points, regarding the chemistry between Obi-Wan and Leia, the fights with Obi-Wan and Vader. We got Hayden Christensen. We got a flashback of those two. And basically it was kind of like a side by side with the flashback, what Vader was going through or what Anakin was going through during his training, and we see how Vader is like kind of going through the same thing, as Vader.
Like Blazing Agent said, when it was good, it was really good.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop it as a B as well. So I think averaging it out, we got 2 B's, an A, and a C.
Yeah.
I think B is fair.
And I watched this real quick. I watched like a Sizzle Reel the other day, or it was Variety had put out this thing where they had both the sound coordinators who showed how they merged that scene
Yep.
between Anakin and James, Hayden Christensen and James Earl Jones, how they merged the voices. So when you heard them talk, I didn't really, and I had to go back and watch it. I was like, damn, that did happen.
Mm-hmm.
So when you heard him talk in like the inflection was first Anakin or, young, Anakin before Vader. And then you hear James Earl Jones just flow right in. And I was like, yo, that was so dope. Like how they did that was incredible. And then to hear him talk about how they had just got done working, because they did that at Skywalker Ranch, but then they talked how they just got done working on Ahsoka. I thought that was phenomenal, bro.
Do you guys remember when we first see Vader, when he first meets with Kenobi, and he's walking through the streets, force choking people, dragging them through the streets?
Yeah, that was menacing,
scary,
bro.
dude.
That was
straight
menacing,
up
bro.
scary in that scene, man. And,
menacing.
Yeah, and then when he's fed up with Reva, and the way that he walks up to her
and chokes her and picks her up, bro.
Her, yeah,
bro. That's Vader.
That was my guy.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying.
Vader, guy, yeah.
You brought it back. You brought it back. So I'm saying, yeah, you brought it back. But yeah, bro, that
there was some good stuff in it, man. When it was good, it was good. It was good.
Yeah, definitely it was. It was.
Star Wars Rebels. Now, admittedly, this started off to me kind of slow, but it was enjoyable. But damn, after the second season, this picked up, bro. I thought, I don't know if I can get it to God tier, but I think it's a solid A. All the way
Bro,
up, all the way up.
to
Yeah, I
me,
agree. I think it's an A.
to me, I gotta give it God tier because of the story that was told, Kanan Jarrus, you
Mm-hmm.
know, how amazing I wanted to see him in live action. That's how dope that character was. You know,
Yeah.
his chemistry with, you know, and just how he guided Ezra. You know what I mean? Bro, literally for me, it's a S all day, every day. I love Rebels. Rebels did such a good job. I think both Rebels and Clone Wars did such a good job with filling in the blanks.
They did.
They did such an amazing job with filling in the blanks. Hera story, Sabine's story,
Mm-hmm.
you know, bringing in
The dark saber,
Bo-Katan and the
space
dark
whales.
saber and the
Yeah.
space, yeah, all that, you know, bringing in Thrawn, you know what I mean? Just basically the way the story was told was so phenomenal. Yes, it might have been slow in the very beginning, but that's with all shows. It's kind of slow, but then it picks up and it just takes off.
Peyton just
Oh,
reminded me of of Vader versus Ahsoka. That
yes,
was
bro.
just
Yes, bro. That was phenomenal. And that's the thing. Just imagine we might see a flashback of that in the Ahsoka show. We could. I'm not saying we will, but we could. There's a possibility. It's not a spoiler because I don't know. We could. Just imagine if we could see something like that. I think that would be phenomenal. But that's why for me, it is a bona fide S all day. I love Rebels, bro. I love it.
Okay. Vinny.
This is tough for me. I'm in the same boat as A plus S minus because um, I think what's so
Right.
phenomenal about Rebels to me is they're all new characters, and I love the show almost
Mm-hmm.
as much as Clone Wars. That was basically just seeing characters I loved in animation where they got to be more badass. But Rebels made me love an entire cast
True.
of new
Yeah,
characters.
bro.
That is
Hmm.
so difficult. It wasn't even like, the sequels where you're using OG characters to bring in new blood. I mean, that whole crew, like, or their chemistry was phenomenal. They expanded upon the lore. They added to it.
Mm-hmm.
They had such, like, they had great adventures. They had amazing stories. That the animation was just like Clone Wars, where like it grew on you and it was just like it
Right.
became so good. There were so, I mean, like you had later on it like Ahsoka, but I don't really look at, when I think of Rebels, I don't think of Ahsoka as much as the four. Like I think of that
Mm.
crew with Ahsoka like coming along here and there. Uh, it's really tough to not put it S tier, but I'm gonna go A if I had to pick. But
Okay.
I would not argue with S. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
Um. Damn, I just lost my train of thought. I think I had another. Was it Vader? There was another moment that really stood out too. For some reason, I just drew a blank right now. Um. But yeah, one of the things that annoyed me was with Ezra. Do you guys ever notice? I mean, just nitpicking. You ever notice his tone of voice was like pretty much damn near the same in every episode? But like sometimes he would talk like this, and then he would say something else that would talk like this. It was always that same tone, you know. It was like, I thought it was annoying. I picked up on that. I just thought it was hella annoying. But yeah, look, A across the board. Then I know Leia wants in a God tier, but I think the three of us are with A. Oh, or I didn't let you go. I didn't let you go. You want to speak your thoughts on it?
Um, I said it was an A, and I still stand by that. I think it's good. Yeah, I think it was a good follow up to, honestly, the Clone Wars. I think it was uh, certainly very. It did fill in a lot of stuff the same way the Clone Wars did,
Mm,
as far as I'm concerned, and I think it really did establish a new crew,
yeah.
which is something that is very special, and I didn't know we were going to get that. We got a whole bunch of new people, more or less, and that was nice to see in Rebels. Um, trying to think of what else. You know, I like Chompers. I hope I'm saying the
Chopper.
right. Yeah.
Chopper? Yeah.
Am I saying the right? It's the droid, right?
Chopper. Yeah, Chopper. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought his name was Chompers.
Nah. It's a CH dash OPR
And
or something like that.
but you know, I liked that character as well. Yeah, I mean, there was the romance between Hera and the Jedi, unfortunately, who sacrificed himself
Kanan, yeah.
a bunch of times. Like first he loses his vision, then he loses his life, and then you know you can't change that because that would have things go all messed up. So that was very interesting to see. We got to see. You know, when Ezra, to be honest with you, the death of it's in Rebels that Maul dies, right?
Yeah. Yeah, actually. I was just thinking about that too.
He goes.
That was amazing.
Yeah, I mean he's he's on Tatooine, I guess, and he runs into, of course, Obi-Wan Kenobi. And he's weak. And you know, it's like he goes up to him, okay, yeah, thank you, Bendu Windu, who I feel like we were on this, I think we're all on the same wavelength here, but
Yeah.
And he kind of says, I know why you're here. And he's like, you're here because of the chosen one, aren't you? That's what he says, right?
Something like that.
And then
yeah, he was like, is he really? Yeah, and he said, and that's when Obi-Wan was like, yes, he's the chosen. He is.
That's after he had split him. Yeah.
And then he dies, and it's like the saddest death you've ever seen. And I thought to myself, this is much more than just sort of like an ordinary death, isn't it? Because you know, it's like they have this history, and you know, as I said, it's very interesting to see Maul on the stage where he has such an intimate relationship with Ben Kenobi dying in his arms. He pretty much died in his arms, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, actually.
You know, and I started
and it was
Maul, and I was like,
yeah.
At first, I was scared of him, and now I'm sad and sorry for him. What is happening to me? So, it was very interesting that they decided to put that in there. I don't know who played Kenobi in that, but it was, you know, I felt like Kenobi knew what was going to happen. That was also kind of weird.
Yeah, that was an amazing voice actor too.
Yeah, he was definitely. And the thing is, what was amazing about that was they really humanized Maul's character, because his journey was fueled by anger and hate and betrayal because of, you know, Palpatine. You know what I mean? You know, who betrayed him. You know, Sidious betrayed him, and you know, it was almost like Maul was like, in a sense, I always looked at him as a opportunist anti-hero. He wasn't fully a villain. He did sort of help Ezra and help connect the dots. You know, even in Clone Wars, he kind of tried to warn them. You know, if they would have listened to him, a lot of stuff would not have happened, but they didn't listen to him. So it was sort of like he was just fueled by rage from betrayal. You know what I mean? So.
And was the last time they met, was it the last time that, and I don't know if this is true or not, was the last time that Maul and Kenobi met, and I don't know whether this is true or not, but I'm having difficulty describing this. Maul is off with his brother on some weird ship with Asajj, and Asajj and Ben escape, leaving Maul and his brother.
Yeah, that was in Clone Wars. Yeah.
Okay, so that was in Clone Wars, but that was not the last time they.
No, the last
time.
Wasn't
the last time? Wasn't it on Mandalore?
Yeah, that's when he kills Satine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I wasn't quite sure when the last time that they met, so that is very interesting that would be the previous time. Not an ideal situation, and now he's got to die in his arms. Like it's.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, one of the things that now that I remember what they introduced, there were so many callbacks to Ralph McQuarrie's artwork, you know, within this series. I loved it, man. I ate all of that up, man. All the different concept art that they actually implemented within the show.
Even Vader's helmet was sort of like
Vader's helmet was,
yeah, definitely.
You know, Zeb Arelis was a concept Chewbacca.
Yep.
You know, and we had they even showed Captain Rex from Star Tours. You know, shout out to him, like way back in the day. They had him as a pilot droid, you know, for one of the cruisers. So That was crazy.
Yep.
It was cool to see all those different callbacks, man.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, let's see. I'm gonna leave Rebels at A. Andor. You guys know where I stand with this. I'm just gonna let you guys have it. Where do you guys want it?
God tier. God
Yeah.
tier, bro. All day.
S.
God
easy.
tier
Okay.
all day. That was an easy one for me,
Yeah.
bro.
All right. I'll let
This
y'all have that.
One
fucking
way out.
show.
Way out.
What, bro?
Way out. Sorry.
This fucking show did everything that I wanted it to do. The pacing, I loved the conversations, just the banter, like the back and forth, bro. It was so beautifully done. Like literally, if you thought, and we're going to get into my other God tier in a little bit, but just an extension from that. This was so amazing, bro. I loved it so much. It was just hands down God tier for me.
Anything you
I
want to add,
would
Vinny?
rather die than give them what they want.
Exactly.
Yeah,
There's-
it's no debate.
All right,
That's-
cool. I'll give it to
S
y'all.
tier.
Rogue One.
They definitely get an A+++2 for casting in Andor as well.
Yeah, definitely. You bringing up Rogue One?
Bring up Rogue One.
S.
I'm gonna say S as well too because it was so good. It was so
S.
unique.
Yeah,
It was
this one.
Movie to watch.
No, it was fun, but it grew on me later on. At first, I was like, yeah, that was cool, but then later on down the line, like, that kind of movie's amazing.
S. It was S from the word go. So when I saw it that night, I saw this movie in the theater, I think, 13 times.
Yo.
Yes.
Wow.
S.
Wow.
13 times.
Rogue One is A for me, but I can't argue with anybody
Yeah.
putting it at S.
All
so.
right. Okay, I don't know if we need to discuss the original trilogy. S for A New Hope, S for Empire Strikes Back, and S for Return of the Jedi? Prove me wrong.
I'm not.
I agree.
I would say the least out of the three
Return.
for me was Return. But I wouldn't say that it wasn't.
Space fight, dude.
Yeah, but bro, the Hoth battle on Empire was Chef's kiss for me.
Chug.
That Hoth was incredible, and I loved it, bro. But yeah, for me, there's no debate on that. I would just say it's the weakest out of all of them.
But still God tier worthy.
I would, bro, because of the continuity of all three. They're also connected.
Yes,
it's OG trilogy. It's definitely the least of the S tiers because of the fucking Ewoks, but it has
the killer bears that would eat you in a heartbeat. What are you talking about? It
has Luke and the Emperor's dialogue is unparalleled, so it belongs.
Yeah, your overconfidence is your weakness.
But see,
your faith in your friends is yours.
But Plato, like, just because it's S tier doesn't mean like there's not levels to the S tier. It's just like like to me, not all the A's and B's are on the same level either. Like I wouldn't put
with a plus or a minus.
It's like there's levels to the S tier.
All right.
I view
God tier for Slave Leia.
I view because the thing is, the reason why I have all three of them at S is because I view all three of them as actually one film, one complete film, because the story is continuous, it's cohesive, and they're not leaving out anything. So, and it's the OG trilogy, bro. It's what I love about Star Wars. It's what I love about Star Wars. So definitely, that's why I put it all three of them at S, bro. They're just I can't take that away from it. Hell no.
Yeah, we're gonna be lightning around this thing pretty soon, man, because I know we might be like tight for time.
Yeah.
Mandalorian.
S tier.
Wow, really?
Fucking S tier.
Okay.
I say S tier as well because it revitalized the franchise.
It did.
Yeah.
I was gonna go A, but all three of y'all going S.
When I ranked everything like in order, I had it at 3. That's how good it is to me.
I have to basically agree, and the reason why I say I have to agree with it being S tier is because of some of the most prolific moments that we've gotten, like some of the most amazing, bro. Alone, the rescue makes it God tier.
Yep.
Alone, because we
Mhm.
have been craving for so many
Mhm.
fucking years to see how dope and how powerful Luke really was.
Mhm.
And we got to see Legends Luke.
Yeah.
We coming off of fucking uh 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 the Last Jedi, bro, and the simple fact that we wanted to know how powerful Luke really was. That episode alone, the episode with Ahsoka, bro, was phenomenal.
Is
Bro,
the Luke moment the biggest moment of our lifetimes? Let's say adult lifetimes in Star Wars. Yeah, maybe.
Adult lifetimes. Yeah.
adult lifetimes definitely, and I put, because you know why, it mirrors what we seen from his father before him in Rogue One.
It did. Yeah, it totally did.
It
But the same,
definitely did.
you guys are
And
probably
Luke
gonna
was
call
the
me out.
ultimate goal for Grogu and still is, as far as I'm concerned. That was the climax of the series, when he does find Luke. And of course, he couldn't have found Luke without Mandalorian self, or a concerted effort of a lot of people who got him there. It wasn't just, of course, the Mandalorian,
Yeah.
but it was a group effort of people like Cara Dune, characters like that, who have been fighting the good fight all that time. And it built up to that climatic point. Bo-Katan was involved. Casca was think of all the people, even unfortunately poor, I can't remember his name now. God, this happened to me all the time. The bad guy, even he played a role
Gideon.
in this.
Getting. Mhm.
And certainly, you know, I thought that was also very interesting that he would be. I always think that that moment where Luke comes again was like, you remember the day when you saw that event happening, right?
Oh
With
yeah.
Grogu and his big eyes looking at Mandalorian, like this whole thing, and he didn't want to let him go. But it was also like they needed to witness what was happening, the future, maybe even the future. Grogu isn't just a this Yoda species, but he stands for the future of Star Wars. At least that's
From a
how I
certain
feel.
point of view. Yeah. One of the things too, I mean, y'all, as powerful as the whole Luke return was, I think the return of Ahsoka, or seeing Ahsoka again, was like pretty up there too, man.
That's what I said. Yeah,
Rosario
Season 2 is like
Dawson. I
season
mean,
2 is like.
damn.
I mean, it very very much like mirrors the OG trilogy to me. Like season
Yeah.
1 is like Star Wars, season 2 is like Empire, season 3 is not as beloved but has incredible moments like
good
Return.
point.
Mhm.
Good point. Good point. Good point. Good point.
I
Yeah.
think
Because-
that
That and
seeing her as
Bo-Katan.
hell yeah, bro. I love I loved Bo-Katan's entry, bro. I
And-
love that entry, bro. That shit was beast. It was beast. I loved
Yeah,
it, bro.
we had a banger with season 2 with season 2.
We did. We had an amazing season, bro. And episodes that, were phenomenal. Bro, and we're forgetting. We got a chance to see Boba Fett get his shit off.
That's
It
right.
was-
That's
it was
right. Yo,
phenomenal.
that's right.
It was
Is the
Even-
return of Boba Fett as well.
Yeah.
Boba Fett as well.
Mhm.
Like and there was
Ah,
there
God.
was like solo episodes that didn't really have a big part in the story that were phenomenal. Like the Prisoner episode was incredible.
Was dope. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was definitely dope because again, Mayfett, his conversation, the conversation he had at the table, you know what I mean? It mirrors everything that was experienced. So it was so dope, bro.
the frog lady and her egg.
That yeah. Definitely.
So many good moments.
So many dope ass
And
moments,
excuse
bro.
me, I'm so sorry. Carl Weathers coming
Yeah.
back into the fold and being badass at however old he is, looking all
Yeah.
all hot and just looking badass, man.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah. Hell yeah.
they had
Definitely.
that meme where he every season his outfit got better and better. And I just like
Yeah.
that meme.
Mando season 2 had the greatest moment in Star Wars post OT, the triumphant return of a badass Boba Fett, Ahsoka, and Jedi Luke Skywalker saving the day. It was bro. You already
Huzzah.
know exactly, bro.
Absolutely.
Shout out OG fan, man.
Absolutely. Saps and thank you for the $5 bomb on that, bro. You definitely, I agree. I wholeheartedly agree on that one.
The franchise can keep a secret. You gentlemen were mentioning about how they kept secrets, not in a bad way, but to be so we can be surprised, and they can keep secrets when they want to.
When they
Oh
want to.
yeah.
We know,
Bro,
yeah.
that Luke I did not see coming at all.
yeah,
at
I
all.
didn't either. None of it, and it was just it was. I can't even. It was climactic. It was orgasmic. It was
Yeah.
it was
Oh, man.
like you felt the force. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was. And that episode where, with Ahsoka, it wasn't just
Come on, were
at
you
the
not
very
Uh-huh.
end
Come
when
on.
she revealed that Thrawn was in the fray. I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Mhm.
Yep.
That was a moment. That was
So
definitely
let's
a
go
moment.
to the opposite spectrum of orgasmic. The Book of Boba Fett. Where y'all want to
See,
put this, man?
There's no D tier, right?
I'm kind of what you would see. I mean,
It's-
but it did have those. It did have that.
It had the
Mando
Mandalorian
season
episode.
1.5.
I mean,
Those were good, man. Those
If
were
the only
good.
thing- the only thing to
I'm
write
wait,
home
I'll
about
wait.
is the Mandalorian episode, so it's C for me.
Mhm.
I'll wait till everybody goes.
I'm going to
You'll
give
wait.
it a C because for the same reason why I felt the same way about Obi-Wan Kenobi series is because it wasn't enjoyable to watch. I mean, I did want to see Boba Fett, and that's why I watched it. But overall, if they condensed it if they had a Patterson cut of the Book of Boba Fett, I'd like to see that.
Peyton 23 did mention we got to return to Cad Bane. That was pretty cool. I'll give it that, but I think I have to agree with you guys. I need to leave it at C as well. It was just so. Lale, I told you from the start, man, that I had a bad feeling about this one, and you were trying to tell me, no, man, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good, and yeah, I was right.
Maybe and I don't know if this is true. Maybe it is the notion of thinking that they have to create each series with a certain number of episodes versus let's just tell the story and it'll be whatever number of episodes it's going to be.
Yes, please.
See,
I completely agree with that.
I'm different, and I'll tell you why, because I'm gonna go with a B on this, and it's because I thoroughly enjoyed, number one, I enjoyed his time with the Tuscans because I love that badass Tuscan warrior. She killed it. She was phenomenal. I loved that scene. I loved the whole ritual. Again, come on, man, Fennec Shan was in it, so of course, of course, definitely that scene. Again, Cobb Vanth, of course, was a dope episode. When I look at just that, even and bro, seeing him ride a Rancor was incredible.
That was cool.
It was definitely cool moments, and I give it that because, again,
And Danny Trejo was in it.
Yeah, and were there missed moments in this? Yes, I give it that. I'll say that there were missed moments that they could have capitalized on, but I'm not going to completely cast it out. I'll say that everything before the Mando episodes, were dope, and mind you, getting a chance to basically see them polish up and give us a better Luke was dope. Getting Grogu's backstory, that was pretty dope. Seeing Ahsoka and Luke talk for the first time and have that conversation about his father was dope. So I got to look at those moments and say that they did give us certain things that I agree with. So that's why I put it myself at a B. I'll just put it at B. We got a $2 super chat. OG fan. Oh, hell. Queen of streams and my dreams.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Wow. Star Wars. Wow. I love it. Thank you so much for saying that. And I hope you're well and, hope you're having a wonderful night. Thank you.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. As Jay mentioned, we're just gonna forget about the Luke training montage. Yeah, man. Yeah. I don't think that was enough that wasn't enough to save this thing.
That was dope. Though. I loved it.
But it was, yeah. It had some cool moments, but I think overall
it definitely had highlights. It's not,
cool
it's just a low light. It's just, man, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, Jay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Star Wars Resistance. I didn't even bother.
I haven't watched that.
Me neither.
I've never seen it.
Is it fair if we rank it or just leave it?
I have to see it to rank it. I don't want to give it an unfair ranking if I haven't seen it. But to me, it just seemed kiddish, so I didn't dive into it. So I mean, and I might be unfair.
No, I
Okay.
agree. I
Okay.
think it's made for children, and that's fine. Like it's a children's program, and that's okay. Like there's the Baby Yoda one that's like 5 minutes, and that's obviously made for children, and that's fine. Like they will enjoy it and love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
To be continued. The Force Awakens. This to me, this came out hot, man.
I love that.
The hype of Star Wars returning, and I thought they did a great job with it.
I love
With
that.
the first one, we're all buzzing at the end of it.
I,
We're all
I
coming out of the theater. I'm kind of a
yeah.
mix with an. I kind of want to give it like a
It's
high B or maybe an A
I give it
minus.
an A. I give it
it's
an
a,
Give it
A.
an A.
I
it's
give
an
it an
A
A
plus.
because of what bro. Here's the thing. Let me just take you down this journey. Vinny, you know where I'm going with this. Bro, it was not just the hype, but it was the feeling. And when this
Yeah.
movie dropped, because it dropped
Mm-hmm.
around the holiday season, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it was phenomenal. Just the feeling of everybody just welcoming Star Wars back, seeing all the merchandising, bro. The mystery around characters, the trailer, seeing Kylo Ren's crossguard saber for the
Yeah.
first time. Seeing where that story. We got some very interesting. Yeah, was it a rehash of some of what we got in New Hope? Okay, all right, but all in all, bro, what it set up and the potential of where it could go, and it brought, like my brother cousin said, bro, it brought the magic back to Star Wars. Just the
Mm.
feeling of it. I mean, Vinny, all of us, that was the start of our clique. You know what I mean?
No
Of
doubt.
our
Mm.
crew. Because
Mm.
we all basically got tickets, we organized, and we all met. We were deep, we were strong, and that became our movie club. This movie
Oh
is
wow.
what set it off. Like, definitely it
Yep.
did. This is the movie that brought us together and basically created our movie club. That's why I have to put it at an A, a respectful A, because
Okay.
I loved it. And despite what people think, I love Rey's story. I love that character and the
Mm.
potential of where she could have gone. You know what I mean? Um, Even though they didn't do in Finn's character, I love Finn's character definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely love Captain Phasma, even though we didn't get much from her. I love the look of that character. I just remember like the feeling of watching the trailer and hearing the crowd's response, hearing, pretty much the reactions all on YouTube and stuff like that. It was magic, bro. It was a magic. It would be a disservice to put it below an A, bro.
I can get behind that. I can get behind that. Anybody else?
I I gotta say, like, it's borderline S tier for me.
Mm,
I
mm,
feel like
mm.
there's almost no fat in the film if you aren't too critical of it having those rehash moments of similarities to New Hope.
Mhm,
Sure.
mhm.
That opening with Kylo was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, bro.
And if
Yeah.
you have a decent sound system in your house, the Kylo's walk,
Yeah.
Kylo's
Oof.
lightsaber turning
Yeah,
on.
bro.
Mm.
When I watch that here, it's just absolutely phenomenal. The Ray was incredible in this film, just absolutely incredible. Everything that you could say negative about her, none of that came from Force Awakens.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
was Finn was amazing in this. Poe was amazing in this. It did all the things that this franchise was trying to do with the sequels. It was showing you like having OGs and having a new blood, you know, bring them into the fold. Um, it had great space battles too. It had the Millennium Falcon when Rey first flies it and she's flying through the canyons and shit. It felt like Star Wars was
Yeah.
back. The magic
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
there in it. Like the Han comes onto the ship and the whole crowd, like, you don't even know what he said next because everybody was fucking cheering and it was like
Mm-hmm.
so magical, so incredible. Um, the mind force battle, like stuff for Star Wars shit that you never seen in a Star Wars film yet before. They played out perfectly here. I mean, the the fight in the snow was incredible. There was so much amazing Star Wars-ness. I really am bummed that they didn't capitalize more on Luke in the second one, but I don't think that takes anything away from him not being more in the first one, because if they would have done what a lot of us wanted to see, no one would have had a problem not seeing him more in the first one. This was the opposite of what it felt like leaving the theater and feeling the buzz around Phantom Menace. Like there was forever long wait, and then the hype was just unattainable at all. Like to match the hype for when Phantom Menace came out, it was just almost impossible to match that fever pitch. And then when this came out, it was so much more like, we'll see, because it was years and years of people shitting on the prequels, and like this had the opposite effect. People's expectations were low, and they hit it out the park. So it's more of an emotional thing for me too, because there's a lot of nostalgia, a lot of lot more than just the film for me with this. Like Lalo said, like it had a lot to do with our friends and what we seen and what we went through with this film. Uh, it's S tier for me. I definitely see how it's more reasonably in A tier, but it means a lot to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree that the interest that it spurred, and certainly for me, Finn was the standout character. He just, I felt like he was going to be the future. Honestly, I felt the sequel was going to be about him mainly, but it didn't work out that way. But it felt like that's the direction that they were going in, and I was very excited for that. And so I would definitely say I would give it an A.
Okay. All right.
I'm
Yeah,
still actually excited about it. I'm still waiting for them to do the rest.
I know. Huh?
I'm still waiting for them to follow up with Finn and give us more Finn. He's one of the characters that I feel like has an unfinished story. Finish Finn. Finish Finn.
Yeah.
Last Jedi. Now, I'll admit that it's not one of the best, but the thing is, I didn't think it was that bad going back and looking at it again. To be honest, because I think a lot of people had a lot of I think people had their hopes elsewhere, and what we actually got was completely different. Yes, I understand that there were some scenes that spit in the face of what JJ set up, and it doesn't have like that Canto bite scene just needed to go. But I thought there was some cool shit in here too, man. I mean, the whole Luke story, I'm actually a fan of. I know that's not the most popular opinion, but I dug it. I really did. And watching him train with Rey was great. The connection between Kylo and Rey, was cool. Getting to see Snoke, it was such a letdown just to see him go out like a punk like that. But I really enjoyed what we got of him, because I really wanted to, I wanted more of that character. I'm gonna leave it at B. What do you guys think? Let it out, man. Let it out.
All right, it's tough for me to say like C straight up, just because there's so much visually impressive with this film.
Yeah,
and that's what I took away from it more than anything else.
The visuals,
the visuals in here, like the red room, the salt flats. There's so many just powerful visuals. The cinematography in this is incredible, and despite however anyone feels about how they use them, we got to see Mark as Luke one more time. And I grew up like that was my hero, man. Luke Skywalker was my guy. Like everybody loved, so many characters, and I loved Vader too. But like Luke was, the not the original pick, but it was always, I always loved Luke Skywalker, and like so many of us, and we all wanted to see him one more time. We wanted to see him one more time, be more like he was in, Mandalorian instead of this. But instead of doing the sequels first, George chose to do the prequels first, when he could have done these movies when they were all in their 30s and 40s, and it would have been amazing. But that didn't happen. So we got a story that was, at odds with, the studio at odds with the previous director, and Ryan just kind of went off in a different direction, and the studio let him do it. And we got a Luke story that was incredibly interesting and amazing and heartfelt and heavy, and the issues of PTSD and tragedy and sorrow and trauma were all incredibly handled. But it was handled without us ever seeing the badass Luke that was in between the OG trilogy and his Twilight years, and we missed what we were all waiting 40 years to see. So it's really heartbreaking that we didn't get to see any of that except for one, phenomenal act of, last bit of his power that was, an incredible feat that I'm sure very few Jedi would have ever been able to accomplish. But it's really hard to not give it a C for all the other things that it fails to do. Like the Rose story was ridiculous. The there was faults in the choreography. Like there's scenes in that with the Pelion guards, whatchamacallit, the red guards. Like there's scenes where like they're missing, Praetorian guards. There's scenes where like they're missing the swings and the choreography. Like there's editing. There's stuff that they like. The film wasn't like near done enough to been put out. Like there's silly stuff like that was missed. The casino scene was like a half hour you could have cut. It meant absolutely nothing. You could take that out of the film and you would and be the same thing. You had a second chance at doing something cool with Phasma, and you threw it away. You completely threw away Finn's story and completely just threw his character in the trash. Ryan Johnson didn't give a shit about Force Awakens. He wanted to make his own standalone film, and they let him. It's absolutely one of the most bizarre Hollywood stories ever to me. It's a C.
Okay.
I would say B.
Okay. Leo?
So, all right. I give it the visuals. I think so. Let me start from the beginning here, bro, because there's a journey here, real quick. Went to Star Wars Celebration in Orlando. This is when we knew this was actually coming. So I went to Star Wars Celebrations. Got there. Developed the flu, which turned into pneumonia. I was sick the entire time, but I didn't know. Got a chance to meet Ryan Johnson while we were in line because everybody was in line to get a chance to see the trailer the next day, the live action panel in their big whatever. So he came out that night and was walking around greeting, shaking people's hands and stuff like that. It was cold as hell at that center in Miami, but I mean not in Miami, in Orlando. But seeing the trailer for the first time was phenomenal. Seeing it on the screen, the trailer experience was good. Seeing the cast come out, they enjoyed it. It was phenomenal. I love what we saw. I was like, okay, the potential's there for us to get something. When Luke says the Jedi must die, we didn't know how serious that was until we saw the film. I'm thinking, okay, I can accept that if we see Luke's journey done right. If we see the beginnings in how he got to that particular point, if it was explained well, and I just felt as though they glossed over that. What we got from Luke in this film wasn't the Luke that, of course, we have to accept change, and I get it. I can accept this Luke if you show me how he got to that point and make it believable. And I think that they fell short on giving us the interpretation, or at least explaining the interpretation. You know what I mean? You can't make up for it with in my opinion, a dumbass holographic battle. That's what it was. It was him projecting his essence to Kylo Ren. That, to me, was the dumbest part of the movie. And I didn't like that because, yes, I was excited, but it wasn't explained. There was plot holes in that. Whatever. It fucked me up. The throne room scene was beautiful. That was beautifully done. The color palette, everything was done well in that scene. Luke throwing his lightsaber, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why did y'all
Yeah.
do that?
Yeah.
Why did y'all do that? Like, literally, that to me made absolutely zero sense. The only reason why I'm about to give it a certain rating is because it was the very last time that we would actually see,
Mm-hmm.
Carrie Fisher in that form, that way. And that was one of the reasons why I was like, yeah, I'll have to adjust my rating. The conversation that Luke had with Rey when he was talking about the hubris of Jedi, I like that part of it. The Snoke idea I think was messy. I'm sorry. I thought that was really, really messy. You introduced that character who had the potential to be a badass just to kill him off in the second film. That way.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, that was kind of dumb in a sense. Having Kylo Ren destroy his helmet was another thing that I thought was dumb because I always felt as though that was an important aspect. And I know that they wanted to see the face behind the mask and they didn't want this whole Vader trope, but I thought the mask was interesting. And just like we're going to see in the next film to bring it back, that was stupid. Anyway, I love the Praetorian Guards. I think that they completely neutered Finn's character and it was a disservice.
Yeah.
That character was so interesting, and what y'all did to him was fucked up. What they did to him was real fucked up, so I didn't like that. I didn't have a problem with Rose Tycho. I didn't have a problem with her character. I didn't. I definitely didn't. And I say that because I don't like the abuse that she received, and I was completely against that. The racist bullshit that went on with this community it fucked me up, and I was like, that was terrible. So that I didn't agree with. But as far as the film, I was literally going to teeter around a C minus. I was, but I was, but then I watched the next film that we're going to see and it kind of pushed it up. So I'm giving this a B minus. That's what I'm gonna give it, a B minus, because after seeing this next film, I was like, yeah, The Last Jedi wasn't that bad. Definitely wasn't that
exactly.
bad.
And I think that's kind of my reasoning too.
So that's why I give it a B.
So bringing up the what's it called? The Rise of Skywalker. Holy shit! I went for a minute there. I know. I've got nothing to say about it. I'm just gonna leave it at C. If you guys want to talk about it, feel free.
Let me talk about it. So I'm giving it an affectionate E for affectionately horrible.
Not for everyone.
Not for everyone at all. That movie was fucking terrible. It was fucking terrible. It was
look,
disaster.
Somebody over here doesn't like horses riding on spaceships.
Bro, it was a disaster. I wouldn't even, it doesn't even deserve a fucking C in my opinion. What J.J. Abrams did with this film, I don't know what the fuck he was thinking, because you set it up to be something fantastic and it fucked me up. And as much as I love Rey's character, bringing Palpatine back made absolutely no sense as to what you did when having that reforged, even though it looked cool, the reforged fucking Kylo Ren helmet. I'm like, come on, man, for real? Like, why did he destroy it in the first place? Making fucking Hux a heel or a traitor was fucking dumb. How they did that made absolutely zero fucking sense at all. As much as I love the Rey character, you completely stole the idea from Endgame to make her say, and I am all the fucking Jedi, man. That made me cringe. But I love the character. And I'm giving it a pass but it's still, I thought this film, I walked out of that film so disappointed. It was a fucking disaster to me. It made no, and then what you did with what was it? He's the head of Ren, the Kylo Ren. Who was the head of?
The Knights of
Ren. What you
Yeah.
did with the fucking Knights of Ren, bro?
They just like
yeah, man, it was
they had
just
them posing on a plateau for just what are y'all doing
Yeah.
up there?
Yeah, bro. Like the only dope part I thought about the movie that was dope about the movie, and that didn't even get as much time as it needed, was her discovering the dark side Ray, or that the evil version of herself, that reflection, that image that she saw. That was the only thing I thought was dope, and that didn't get enough time. You know what I mean? I hated this fucking movie, bro. I really did, and that's why I say it made The Last Jedi look better to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's a C.
Vinny.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was visually kind of cool when he did the like force lightning up into the sky. It feels like uh that's some Starkiller shit that
Yeah,
I don't
bro.
uh,
Yeah, bro.
there wasn't much to kind of justify it. It's I want to blame it on like Ryan Johnson and JJ just had too much to try to fix, but you're a professional whose job it is to write, and that is the best he was able to come up with to counter the changes that were made in the second film. And that's sad because there was so much more that you could have done, and to think that the only way we're gonna salvage this is bring Palpatine back, which is something that nobody was asking for.
Nope.
It took away the importance of the original trilogy. It took away Kylo's actions by redeeming him. It took away Rey's arc by having her so powerful, as literally as strong as all the Jedi. None of all the decisions seemed like they didn't get us. There was no one in the room to say, hold up, let's think about this before we just like. It was just a whole bunch of really bad ideas, one after another. There wasn't. I'm not sure how this film like got made.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. None of the shit makes sense in it, and it's super frustrating because this franchise had decades of time apart between the last installment of a trilogy, and that's what we got. We got whatever that was. It's just insane the amount of talent in film and media that was the result. It was these movies, and I love Force Awakens, but the other two were just, jeez, it was rough, really rough.
It was definitely a hard watch, bro. It was definitely a hard watch. And again, bro, R2 and C3PO were just as important. And it's like he just purposely wanted BB-8. And what was that cone head droid? What was it again? I forget the name of it, but he just wanted those to be the features.
Yeah.
And it's like they kept fucking, like, literally, it's like he didn't give a shit about R2, bro. Through, like, at all. Like R2 had no importance.
Hero of the saga.
Yeah. It's like R2 had zero importance because you just wanted to feature a new droid. But yet, we see Rey with the Millennium Falcon.
We see Rey, who had
at the
never lifted a rock before, pull a spaceship from the sky that was 5 miles away.
And here's the thing, bro. And here's the one thing I don't have a problem with is the level of strength. But I just think that they could have explained it better. You know what I mean? If you were going to make her a Palpatine, we shouldn't have had to wait 3 fucking movies to find that out, to be quite honest. We shouldn't have. It made no sense. And then you could have explained it without bringing Palpatine back.
You know what was one of the funnier things is that I saw that after The Force Awakens dropped their speculation of who Rey was, and somebody brought up the idea that she could be a Palpatine just because of that one stroke, or the one way that she swung a lightsaber, just like he did in Episode 3. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
And lo and behold, look what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then she
this-
goes and buries Anakin's lightsaber in the sand. Think about how pissed he must be.
yeah.
He hates
Bottom of the barrel. Bottom of the barrel, man.
it. Well,
So that's the theatrical
of all
stuff,
of all the
mostly.
Star Wars movies, it was one of them.
It definitely was one of them. Visions. I didn't get a chance to finish all of it,
I
but
did.
from what I saw, season 2, I saw the first few episodes. It was amazing. I loved it. I mean, visually, it was absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
It was, story. The first episode was incredible. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
So my vote no count. So I want to ask you guys. I'm sorry, what do you think about where should we put Visions?
I give it a B.
All right. All right.
I give it a B too. There was
Okay.
I didn't like the first season that much. I liked a couple episodes of that first episode of the first season was incredible.
That was cool.
There was more to take away from the second season for me. There were some really good episodes in the second season, but the the bad episodes to me, it's like it's not really fair because it's like they're not for me because some of them are like meant for children or just different audiences, and but that's the whole point of it. It's like a anthology where there's just different things for different people, so it's really hard to rank it because it's so many different things. So I'll go with B because when it's good, it's really good, but I can't give it an A because when it's bad, it's pretty bad.
Well,
I give it an A. I definitely give
Wow.
it an A. Because I think that the good outweighed the bad for me because there were so many especially season 2 was phenomenal. I think season 2 basically outweighed season 1, but I have to
Mhm.
give it an A. I loved Visions, bro. I loved everything about it. I love the visuals, how visually stunning it was, and I love the simple fact that they give artists across the world a chance to really display and tell a totally different story, and everybody actually display their own interpretation. So that's
Mhm.
why I give it an A. I definitely give it an A, bro.
Cool.
All right. So we got 2 B's and an A. That's respectable. And last but not least, Tales of the Jedi.
It's God tier.
That's where I was thinking either God
God tier.
or high A.
God tier,
But
bro.
it was incredible. This one,
God
though.
tier,
It
bro.
was really good.
God tier, bro. I've never been more excited about seeing Yaddle on screen. I've never been
Right, right.
bro. I've never been more excited about seeing her. I love the Ahsoka story. I loved,
That was incredible.
yeah, definitely incredible, bro. I loved, even how we got a chance, and bro, like I've always said, like there's more to Dooku's story, and
Mhm.
just basically seeing it from his perspective. If you look at it, was he wrong? Like he might have been twisted in the end, but was he wrong about everything? No, he necessarily was not. You know what I mean? Like Jedi basically experienced a level of hubris that was terrible. I love the conversation, and you can tell basically that his love for Qui-Gon, he was hurt behind his death. And
Yeah.
I love that aspect of it. So for me, yeah, Jedi, yeah, bro, it's God tier for me. God tier for me. I loved everything about it. Even though they were short episodes, I loved everything about it. Every episode
Yeah.
to me was powerful, and I loved it.
You can get with that. What you arm?
I would give it an A.
Okay. Vinny?
A for me. I don't think that there's I don't think there's any like better anthology series that they've attempted that was anywhere near as good as this because it had a better, much better focus. It wasn't, it was almost like it was given it close to the attention to detail, like as a Clone Wars or Rebels, but yet in a format that was more similar to Visions, but with a much more singular focus on what they were trying to tell and related stories. So it was like a mini series version of a Rebels or a Clone Wars telling those backstories, and all those stories mattered and they were important. And there was like no filler. It was just like really strong stories, really strong art, really strong action and pacing. It was really incredible. backstories, and it was like so fun. I wish it was more popular. I don't think it like really grabbed a hold of people as much as it should have, because I think it gets lumped in with the Visions type of stuff that they were doing. I don't think people realized just how more relevant it was than Visions. So I feel like that is what's so amazing about it. It's the same type of storytelling, but it's way more relevant. These aren't like
Yeah.
just abstract stories. These are canon stories that matter to shit that we're already seen or about to see. So
Right.
Yeah.
absolutely high A.
I loved, and the thing is, what's important about this, if people haven't watched Visions, I definitely think you should, because bro, now we understand why Ahsoka is as powerful as she is. That training montage between her and Anakin, bro, when he kept making her train, he's like again
Again,
and kept
yeah, I
making her
just
do
watched
it
that
again.
too. Yeah.
Bro, that shit was so powerful, bro. So that to get into the climax of the last episode, when she dealt with that Inquisitor without a saber at all. At all.
I think it also harkens back to the importance of his rebellion, because Jedi aren't supposed to be super focused on combat training. And Anakin was like, "Fuck you, I need it."
I need it, yeah. Yeah. And he made her a horse, bro.
Yep.
That's why she's so focused. That's why she's as powerful and confident as, a force user as she is. She's just incredible. So seeing that just made so much more sense.
This, I really wish Cece was here, because I want to leave it as S as well. I really enjoyed it a lot, man. I mean, Lale, the one you just talked about, the training montage, that's one that absolutely sticks out,
bro. Phenomenal.
But even all the Duke episodes as well, man. Seeing Qui-Gon again,
Yep.
I mean, all of it was really good, man. To be honest,
yeah. Yoda,
So-
I mean Yaddle, bro. Like
Yaddle, doing the thing, yeah.
Bryce Dallas Howard, again bringing that character to life. I would love to see Yaddle in live action again. That's how dope that character was.
We got a bit of a tie here, though. This is the only one. We got 2 A's and 2 S's. I mean, we need. You guys think we need a tiebreaker? You want to ask the chat real quick, or you just want to?
Yeah, let's go to the chat.
Let's go to chat.
Yep.
Leo, you want to put up a poll? A or S?
Yeah, I'll put up a poll. I'll basically do that real
All
quick.
right.
I think that makes sense. And we'll actually see. Well, I'll put up a poll for like all three, right? Like, or can we do all 4? S, A, B, and C. Can we do that?
I think you can do all 4.
Yes,
you
you
try
can.
it.
You can. Let me see.
Yeah.
That's why I only did 4 of them, because I think all of them would fit in the poll.
Okay.
If I did
let's
5,
try
then it wouldn't be. I think all of them wouldn't fit.
Let's try it. We'll do a poll and see where everybody sits with this, because I think it's worth it. Let me see. Let's see.
Man,
While he's doing that, there's one you missed, Mario.
Did I? Which one?
Yeah, the best one, the one that's probably even better than S tier. I don't know how.
Oh,
the holiday special.
The holiday special?
No, not the holiday special. I didn't really count that as a film. I'm talking about Caravan of Courage, an Ewok adventure. How could you have missed that?
Well, there was 2 of them, if you want to go that route. And then if that, then you might as well bring in the animated Clone Wars too, right? Yeah, so, my bad. You want to go for another 2 hours?
I don't.
Charlie,
I'm trying to figure out how to do this poll here. Hold on.
Go to your chat. Go to the YouTube chat, and
Well, no, I'm in it, but I'm trying to see how to modify it. Because it doesn't. It only gives me like the yes or no option.
Just type in it. Just go in the field. Just type in S.
Okay, I see.
S for each one.
So so we'll say, yeah, I see it. Thanks, bro. Thanks for doing that. S, and then there was.
I should have put the holiday special in here, man. That was the first appearance of Boba Fett. Amongst all kinds of other stuff.
So A, B, and then C. So it's just A, S, A, B, and C, right?
S, A, B, and C, yeah.
How do you rate Tales of the Jedi? Okay. Let's ask the community. So I put that out and let's see what they say. Yeah, let's see what they say. So I'm looking at it right. Let's see where they are right now. So we're
P-Rock's
getting
here, man. His damn solos and an A. Is it that good? A? Yeah. I think it is. We all agreed upon it, man. Dale. He gave Solo an A. Well, y'all. Let's hear what you guys have to say about Tales of the Jedi.
Yeah, we're getting some that are coming in right now. I have so far I have 64% or 58% for S, 33% for A, and 8% for B, no C's. So we have 8% for B, 33% for A, 58% for S. So we're starting to get a couple of them in here now. So we got 12% for you. Want me to? Let me bring it in. Let me bring it in so y'all can take a look at it.
Can you share it?
I should be able to. Shouldn't I? Can I?
Let's see. I think so.
Let me see. Let me. I'm gonna stop yours real quick. You can bring it back in a little bit, and then I'm gonna share YouTube so we can actually see. I'm gonna share my channel so we can see.
We're gonna go Inception. Make the chat a pop out. Or just share that window only.
Can we?
Mm-hmm.
Can we? Let me see. No, I don't want to end poll. How do we make it a pop out? Hold on. Can we? Yeah, pop out chat. Here we go. There we go. So you see it? Can you see it? Can y'all see it?
I don't see it.
Hold on. Because I did it as a pop out. I don't know why it's not showing. Give me see.
Look at this.
It's
We're
like the Brady
stacked.
Bunch.
Yo, where's 4 of us now?
Uh-huh.
It's gonna keep going and
You
going.
crazy? That's crazy.
So on,
Stop
and
sharing.
So
Stop.
on and so
It's
on.
Unception. Uncivilized.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop sharing.
I
it.
told you,
Man,
friends.
I want to see how deep the rabbit hole goes.
I know, right? It just kept stacking.
Hold on. Okay, I think I know why. Hold on. Let me go
Share
back
as a
in.
window. Share as a window. It's just
Yeah.
Chat.
I think I got it. I think I got it right here. Here we go.
It's the Scoundrel verse.
Y'all see it now?
Yes.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, we got it.
All right, cool. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties,
leading.
but I'm here. Yeah, I got
Dude,
you.
A and S is damn near neck and neck.
Yeah, A and S
It's
is
really
neck and neck.
close.
42%. It's 47% for S, 42% for A, 11% for B. No C's, so that's pretty good. But yeah, like they're almost neck and neck, bro. So far, 47%. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll definitely see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
50%. So it went up to 50%. For S, 40% for A.
How much more time you want to give it?
We'll give it another minute. How about that?
Okay, cool. Another minute.
We'll give it another minute just to see where it goes.
You start the clock.
Start the clock. So yeah, it's at 50% still, 40%, 10% for B.
All right, 1 minute.
So the B is dropping more. It looks to me like the S is going to win. I think the 50%
I would say
is
so.
going to definitely win.
I would say so.
Yeah, I would say
15
that.
seconds in.
Yeah, I think it looks like that's going to win because, I loved it. Like I said, I mean, it was definitely that Ahsoka montage, that Ahsoka training montage was just for me. And
she went through so much, and then we see the payoff at the end.
Yeah.
So,
and who was right there by her side the entire time? Rex.
Yeah,
Rex was coaching her. He was like always there. You know what I mean? And as much as Anakin, just kept going, he was just like, yo, like, you need to know, like, if I'm not going to be around, you got to know how to defend yourself, especially multiple spaces. So what makes me, well, actually, we got a chance to see that because we were always wondering how she would pale against the whole Order 66, and we already seen that.
All right,
You know,
time to end the poll. Time to end the poll. We good.
or so we're gonna end the
We're
poll.
at-
So
we're
we're gonna
we're
end
at
the
a minute.
poll.
We're a minute 10.
All right, so we'll end the poll at 50%. So yeah, 50% for S, 40%. So S wins.
There you go.
S
There we
definitely
go.
wins.
The
S
people have
definitely wins.
spoken.
S definitely
Yeah, man.
wins. Yup. So the S
Absolutely.
has definitely won. I
But
think, yeah.
going back to look at this chart, there's a lot of the majority of our rankings are all S tiers, man.
Yeah.
So to me, Star Wars ain't that bad. I mean, all things
Nah,
considering.
bro. Nah, bro. I don't, again, bro, like when we look at this, even if you look at it from a C standpoint, for people who basically like, Book of Boba Fett, the first, hold up. Oh, that's the first Clone Wars, right?
The
Wait a
movie,
minute. Why
that's
is
the
Clone?
movie.
The Clone Wars.
That's the movie.
Oh, I was about to
It's
say,
movie.
yeah,
That's
Clone
the
Wars movie.
The series
The series
God tier.
is God tier, but the Clone
Yeah.
Wars movie, yes. Book of Boba Fett, yeah, it deserves a C. I don't think Rise of Skywalker deserves a C. I think it should have been lower, but I mean, we just have to rock with it there.
It's at the bottom. It's already at the bottom of the barrel, man.
Yeah, or is it the bottom? But with B and A and S, A and B, that's solid. That's legit. That's
Mhm.
legit. So Star Wars is loved regardless, bro. Like it's there.
Look how much has spawned from the original trilogy, man.
I know, bro.
Damn, there's a
Yeah.
lot. There's a lot.
It's a lot, bro.
It's a hell of a family tree.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot. And then we have Ahsoka coming. So who knows what Ahsoka's going to be? We have Acolytes coming. We have the what is it? The
Skeleton Crew.
Skeleton Crew. So we have that.
Mhm.
Season 2 of Andor.
Season 2 of Andor.
Ooh, that's right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And whenever they get around season 4 of Mando and then the other movies that are actually going to drop. It's a lot to go off of, man. A lot still to come. And then we still have, they're doing Tales of the Jedi season 2. So we have that. So there's a lot. There's definitely a lot to kind of go off of, bro.
I'm curious to know what other stories they can tell from Tales of the Jedi, because they knocked it out of the park with the first one.
Bro, like if they go back and start telling tales of, of course, Anakin, and I don't know. It's I hope what they should do is dive into other Jedi, bro.
I was gonna say, you think they can expand upon Luke? Like after everything, or no?
But you know what would be dope? If they actually did a Tales of the Jedi with Luke and Leia, or Luke training Leia, bro. That would be fucking phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool.
I feel all the Luke stuff should be live action. They need to stop playing and get the kid who played him in Mando without Luke CGI over it. Just have that kid play him.
Well, I heard that. Well, rumor has it that he might be the kid that's coming back to play him in live action for the whole Heir to the Empire saga, sort of.
Okay.
So
that's something I was wondering about too. Like if Heir to Empire is supposed to be like your Mandoverse movie, like that's a lot removed from the Mandalorian shows. Like Heir to Empire is like some whole other shit. It's really the only thing that I don't know. We'll see. But I would love to see them stop playing and give us live action Luke. And I know we give Disney shit for some time, like sticking with the Skywalkers too much, but you can do both. You can give us more Luke Skywalker stories, and give us other stories of Old Republic, or
how about for season 2? Hear me out. Can we get Tales of the Sith?
Yeah.
Can we
imagine Maul training
2? They can introduce Revan and Malik in here too.
I don't think they do that with animation either. I think they try to save that for live action. But what about Maul training with Savage?
Yeah,
Savage.
Yeah, that too. That too. Maul's come up, to be a Sidious's apprentice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man, dude, that'd be dope.
You know what?
That'd be dope.
Imagine the whole Tales of the Jedi season for Palpatine and Plagueis.
Actually show Plagueis.
Yep.
Damn, I'm more excited about the Sith now, y'all.
If they did that, bro, if they
did Plagueis and Tales of Jedi, like, oh my god.
Yeah.
the ruler tool. If they, you
Mhm.
know what I mean, that definitely, bro. If they,
Darth Bane. Yeah, man.
bro, they give us. Oh, right. If they give us Revan, bro, fuck. Like if they did
Mm-hmm.
that,
If
like
they
there's
did
so
Revan
many
and
good
Malik, that'd be crazy.
Revan and Malik, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They need to stop
Malgus. If
playing.
they gave us Malgus, bro, like
Malgus
it.
too. Mm-hmm.
Oh, bro, come on, man.
A lot
Shock
of
T. I would take Shock T. I love
Shock
Shock
T be
T's
dope.
character.
yeah.
They should have did her right though. They fucked her over, bro. But they should have did her better. Yeah, I'd take that. I definitely would take that. I
They
She
should
had
would.
do a
what, two?
Revan. They
She
should
had two
do a
different
Revan
deaths.
movie.
Yeah,
They
she
should
had
do
two
a
different
Revan
deaths.
movie with Keanu.
A Reverend.
Well, who? A
Keanu
Revan
Reeves.
movie
Well,
with Keanu.
did you? Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. I'll keep to myself. Never mind. Never mind.
All right.
We'll
Anyway,
see. Anyways, yeah.
anyway,
Good
great
stuff, yo.
show, everyone. Great ratings. We will be back. Are we going to be back next week for Ahsoka? Are we coming
I,
back
bel
for Ahsoka?
I believe so. I don't see
And
why
it'll
not.
be on your channel, so definitely we'll be back for
Yeah.
Ahsoka next week to talk about it. I'll be excited about that. I
Yep.
cannot wait. I know you guys can't wait to next week. I mean, again, my fingers are crossed, but I do think it's going to be good. So I definitely can't wait for it. Let us know. Basically, leave a comment. And let us know what you think about, the next episode. Are you anticipating it? Is it something that you're excited about? Let us know. Cannot wait. But yeah, thanks everybody for basically being here tonight. What do you have coming up?
Guys, I have my watch party tomorrow night for Outlander, the mid-season finale. It's been a great season 7. It's the last season for Outlander, and after that, it's going to go to a prequel show. So this is really it. Next year they'll do the next 8 episodes, but tomorrow night is the mid-season finale. I'm going to be doing a live watch party of that. I've got PGS Treks coming up, musings with Lael, of course. On Sunday morning, I have my Sunday brunch show, and Ladies of the PGS on Monday, followed by a historical movie that I always do on Thursdays. Right before the show, actually, we're going to be doing historical movie reviews, and that's what I have coming up. Thanks so much for
Definitely.
having me here.
As always, if you haven't already subscribed, make sure that you do. Great content every week and consistent. So definitely thank you for being here as always. V, what's going on with you, man? What you got coming up, bro?
As always, comic book talk with friends on Mondays on your channel, and we'll do back here for Uncivilized Scoundrels to talk Ahsoka. So I'm really excited for that. I'll be waking, dragging my ass out of bed Wednesday morning to check those episodes out. I have some art that I'm working on now. I have a new piece ready for Harrisburg Comic and Pop Show at the Farm Show here in Harrisburg, which is cool because I get to not have to lug my shit out of town, and it's right here at home. So that's awesome. And looking forward to Blue Beetle this weekend. And other than that, just catching up. Yeah, you know, tickets are going fast, so it's like VIP. I can't tell you what the VIP stands for, but get them while you can.
Okay.
Well, man, as always.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Vincent Dunn Art on Instagram. Make sure you actually get on over there. The link to his store is definitely on his channel as well. Great prints, great art over there. So make sure that you do support as always, man. Thank you for being here. Last but not least, Professor Soto on IG and YouTube, man. What's going on with you, brother?
Oh yeah. Well, first of all, Monday night as always with super chat, the Profi chat going on Monday night, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific time. Myself, P Rock, along with Joao and Miguel, just the 4 of us hanging out, just talking some of the news and collecting and culture and stuff like that. Sounds like I'm gonna have myself another some sort of
tomorrow
movie
night
review kind of thing.
Tomorrow night.
I ain't trying to talk about tomorrow night, man. I'm just trying to talk about just after what happened yesterday, man. I don't know. I might have to start watching some movies and then get my overall thoughts. I'm thinking about kind of doing like a pre-record and just kind of highlight certain spots here and there and just get overall thoughts at the end. We'll see about that. Yeah, tomorrow night LWO also on Dan and Dre's channel, 6 Skill Reviews. Yeah, P Rock's in the chat saying yep. So Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Looking forward to that. And Friday tomorrow night also at 5:30 or 8:30 Eastern time over at Toy Quest 101 with Miguel. Bringing on Paul Hernandez previously from Sideshow.
Yeah,
with,
tomorrow
with
night.
Autumn,
Yeah,
along with Autumn.
Yeah,
So there's gonna be like a little bit of reunion. So that's gonna be cool hanging out with them tomorrow night. And then after that, then gonna get grilled on LWO. So yeah, we'll see how that goes.
So yeah, that's gonna be funny.
But yeah, also next Thursday, Uncivilized Scoundrels on my channel.
Uncivilized Scoundrels.
So come on back.
Make sure that you all come back. It's going to be a great show next week where we get a chance to talk about 2 episodes, not 1, but 2 episodes
a long night
of Ahsoka. So it's going to be a long night. And yes, we are definitely going to dive in and digest everything about those 2 episodes because I cannot wait. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. I got to see here because we may or may not have. Now, I might basically push this till Saturday because, again, we are going to see Blue Beetle tomorrow night. So there may or may not be a Figure Flex Friday because we have a 6:30. I think it's at 6:30, right, V?
6:30.
6:30 tomorrow night. So we'll definitely actually be going to see that. So I got to see. We might actually have to do Figure Flex on an afternoon, maybe Saturday afternoon or something like that, or I might have Lumi run the show. So I'll see. I got to figure out how to do that in StreamYard. How do we pass the I'll
show you. I'll show you how to give her a key.
Okay, cool. So we'll definitely do that. But yes, tune in for that tomorrow. Definitely, if she's up for doing it, then we'll have her and your boy running it. So definitely we'll see how that's gonna go. But we have Collectors Lounge on Sunday. Definitely comic book talk with friends next Monday. Say What Wednesday and Uncivilized. And hey, if they start releasing some figures or showing some figures, then we'll definitely get a couple of episodes of The Corner. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, thank you guys for being there. Everybody out there for tuning in. As always, we love y'all. And remember, if you can't do anything else, make sure that you stay uncivilized. We are out. Peace.
So uncivilized.